What's happening, sports fans? Trent the Great back in the building, man, to talk that sport-ish. And I'm here to talk about Odell Beckam Junior and his recent interview with GQ magazine. And they let him go off, and he spoke his truth. Now, in the article, ODB goes on to say that he doesn't like the attention that he gets. He feels like he's unfairly criticized. He's crucified, and he's always the bad guy. And now, if you don't want attention, now maybe you shouldn't dye your hair blonde. Maybe you shouldn't make so many scenes on the field. Maybe you shouldn't make no scenes off the field. And you also probably shouldn't throw your teammates under the bus. And probably the biggest thing, brother, is don't have your whole body tattooed up. Now, you don't want nobody to notice you, but you walk out here with all these tattoos on you. You know what I mean? It don't make no sense. It's like a chick who don't want nobody to look at her, but she got on booty shorts. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? I know how I'ma look, but anyway, he also says how he's upset and how the Giants managed him, how the trade went down. He was upset at that. He also was mad, and check, this the one that got me. He bought a house in L.A. I think he had some dogs or something. Yeah, and he was mad at, because they wouldn't pay for his dogs to be watched, or buy a kennel or some shit like that. Now, wait a minute. You buy the house, they're your dogs, and you mad at them because they won't bow down to your terms. Really? See, man, look at here. Let me tell you something. That goes into this thing about how these young athletes are looked at today. You know, and how they look at and how they look at shit. These athletes today are looked at as being disrespectful. They answer it by say they're being passionate. But being passionate, and to us, let me put it like this. Their passion is selfishness to us, to most of the media, and to most of the world, because when things don't go right, you ranting and raving, throwing shit, acting a fool. Don't get me wrong, everybody get upset, but you're making it about you, you know, and it's not the NFU, it's the NFL, you know what I'm saying? And there's no iron team. And that's what Odell Beckham needs to understand. Now, he brings all this ungarnered attention on himself. He don't seem to get that. You know, he's a very young man. He's talented and very gifted. But he seems to be very immature as well. He also was quoted as saying that if people want to see the show, you come to see me play. See, that goes into that to that me. You know what I'm saying? It's all about you. How they gonna play out in Cleveland? How you gonna do that with Jarvis Landry on the other side? I think they was teammates in college. Cause Jarvis ain't going for that. Jarvis is one of the few people who will get up in his grill and check him. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think anybody can check ODB, cause he is in his mind, he is on another level. He's on another world, because he also talks about, in that article, he talks about that catch against the Cowboys. Now, see, that catch against the Cowboys is what started all this off. He goes up and makes a one-handed catch. It's probably one of the best catches I ever seen in my life, if not the best, and he does it for a touchdown. Falling down and makes a catch for a touchdown and becomes a superstar because of it. And they lost the game. That's what's cold about it. They lost the game. But see, what happened is he got all this attention. You know, he talks about also in the article how his social media followers went from maybe 100,000 to a few 100,000. So he's like, hold up, we lost. I made this catch, and I'm getting all this attention, and they want to sign me up for commercials and shit. What? Okay, so he's realizing that, hey, I don't have to win. You know, it could be about me. And when you that young, shit, I can't say that I blame him, but at the same time, you have to understand that with all this attention, you just can't say I don't want this attention, but then you bring attention on yourself. So you have to be willing to accept the consequences for your actions, and that's what a problem with these millennials. They think they can say what they want, do what they want, and there's no consequences. That ain't how the world works. You know what I'm saying? I see it every day with these kids. Oh no, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna say this. Why you mad at me? Why you looking at me? Pull your pants up. You know what I'm saying? You got on skinny jeans and you walking around with a sag. That shit that I don't understand. But I ain't finna get into that. That's a whole nother topic. Also, ODB. Well, ODB also he sees it as a double standard with the passion that Brady shows. Now, Brady does cut up a little bit. But this is Tom Brady. Now, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that they wrong. I feel him what he's saying on that. But Tom Brady is a winner. And he's a champion. When you win and you're a champion, a lot of that shit gets pushed to the side. Plus, you also got to understand, ODB, it's clear as day. He white. You know what I'm saying? He's white. He's a champion. He's a winner. You know, and he gets his fair share of criticism. He just don't get as much as you. You young, you black, you rich, and you boisterous. Man, them people ain't like, them crackers ain't liking that. You know what I'm saying? It's not liking that. And they paying you all this money. You got to understand that they want you to behave a certain way. I'm not saying that you got to. You know, hell, I might tell them to go to hell. But I ain't gonna bring all this attention on myself. But that's me. ODB is, like I said, he's otherworldly on that field. He is on another level. But comparing yourself and your struggles to Tom Brady's struggles, you're not gonna win that battle. You're gonna lose that all the time, brother. Every time. You black and he's white. You know, that's the difference right there. That's the difference. I see shit that Tom Brady do. I'm like, man, if a brother do that, if he was doing stuff one year that was similar to what Cam was doing, you know, Cam was sulking while Brady was going off, and they weren't saying nothing about that. I thought that shit was wrong, but guess what? Brady was winning, and he's white. So you're gonna lose that battle. You got to focus on yourself. You know, pointing the finger at somebody when you got 3 more pointing back at you. But anyway, you know, we ain't gonna get into that. Get back into this trade. The Giants felt like that they needed to get rid of him in order to, because he was also becoming a distraction to what's the boy name? The running back. God damn it, I forget his name. Well, anyway, he was becoming a distraction to him. And they felt like he had to go. So you put that on top of all of the incidents that he had, you know, the screaming on the sidelines, the temper tantrums, Saquon Barkley, that's his name, the temper tantrums, hitting the kicking net. Then after you hit the kicking net, you go propose to the kicking net. All that kind of shit. It just don't make no sense. You know, now Saquon Barkley is the guy, he's the running back I was trying to remember. He is the exact opposite of ODB. You know, button up, quiet, come to work, keep his mouth shut. That's exactly what the Giants want. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly what he fits their image. ODB doesn't. Because one of the owners was on television saying, I get tired of hearing about ODB's off the field actions instead of hearing about his on the field actions. Don't quote me verbatim on that, but that's what it's somewhat what he said. So right there, that was the start of, it was like a shot. Like, look, you know, we getting tired of your shit. So what he does, ODB does, is he goes on TV and he does an interview with Josina Anderson of ESPN fame, and he goes in. he goes into throwing his quarterback under the bus, talking about the organization, and I think he actually said he was underpaid. It was something like that. And after that, if my timeline is right, that's when the trade happened. Well, not too long after that, if my timeline is right. Well, anyway, so you just brought it on yourself, brother. I mean, now in his defense, ODB never got into any trouble off the field, but he just created too many headline situations. You know what I'm saying? Just too many headline situations. But I can give him this. Nobody and no teammates. I haven't heard any teammates come in and bash him. No coaches either. It's just about the organization. And it's really more so the owners that seem to have a problem with it. Because now I'm going to get on them. The New York Giants organization seem to be more into image than winning. Which they are seemingly taking a cue from the Dallas Cowboys, who revel in mediocrity. You know what I'm saying? You rather get rid of an all-world top 5 receiver just to make you feel good. I mean, it boggles the mind, man. It don't make no sense. I know he a headache. I know he keep you up at night because you like, what in the hell is this boy gonna do today? But when he's on that field and he's healthy, he is uncoverable. You know what I'm saying? You probably could put 2 people on him and you can't cover him. He is that good. So they felt like this, the New York Giants organization. We better keep Eli Manning with his career slumping and constantly going down than to keep this all-world cat, this young superstar who is probably about to enter his prime. I mean, hey, if it works for you. So they get Dave Gettleman, who was of North Carolina Panthers fame, who fucked up that team, by letting Josh Norman walk. And he's the one who said, like, well, we'd rather have Eli Manning than have Odell Beckam Junior. He's doing that on the orders of the owners. Anyway, he's also brought in Pat Shurmur, who was a mediocre coach and an even more so mediocre offensive coordinator. My thing is, if he was so mediocre, why you make him the coach? Just all this seems like a good old boys club to me. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. Because they passed on Dwayne Haskins, who wanted to be a New York Giant, wanted to play for that football team, had made it known and produced in college. And they sat there and passed on him for Daniel Jones out of Duke, who was on nobody's draft board. Now, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got a guy who was a lottery pick and a guy who wasn't even on the board, but you take the guy who was not on the board. Hey, it just goes to show you, it ain't what you know, it's who you know. And that's what the owners of the New York Giants organization seem to be going for. But anyway, man, that's my tidbit. Want to talk about this ODB interview. Did it the best I could. And, yeah, man, you got two personalities that just couldn't mix. They couldn't, this marriage just couldn't last, man. It's a shame. Because he was in the right place. Once he grew up, who knows where he'd have went. But anyway, man, I'm Trent the Great, and talking that sport-ish. Y'all like this interview, man? Excuse me. Y'all like this little this little old interview? Hit that subscribe button, and we're going to keep this thing rolling, man. I'm out. 1.